What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is your Monday Night Raw review for January the 5th, January the 6th, 2025. This is the Netflix debut review. If you guys are new to the channel, first of all, I want to thank the people who joined me for the watch along earlier. Had a little fun there. I won't be doing it again. I might do something for the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I might consider that a birthday stream because my birthday is the very next day, so which is pretty cool. My birthday falls on a Monday this year, so that is awesome. But we're gonna do the review. Raw. We did the show. We're gonna watch. We watched the show. I did take some notes. I am also going to talk about the show in this review here. Please hit the like button, comment down below in the or in the chat, but obviously in the comment section below after the show is off the air. So do that. YouTube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. That subscription, free charge. It's not like, you have to like pay to do anything like that. But go to Twitter, Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter, obviously. I do think I made a Blue Sky account, but I'm not entirely sure. I would have to go look. But I see neither here or there. We're getting ready to go into the stuff here. We had a lot of stuff on this show. There's some news actually. Some news broke before Raw went on the air. Of course, we found out that the 2026 Royal Rumble is unfortunately going to take place in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do that. We'll figure that out when we get to there. And then there was another thing that was announced on this show as well. Remember what it was, but I will also be doing the predictions for the show that's coming up on, actually tomorrow, which is New Year's Evil. Which apparently I forgot there were two more. Finally, we have two more matches announced for tomorrow's New Year's Evil show. We'll break that down at the end of the review. Again, I want to make sure people are coming into the stream. Some good stuff here. We saw the end of maybe two. Which I think is quite funny. Triple H only spent like 12 seconds on the Roman Reigns Solo Sikoa match, which means he's fucking done with this storyline. And then a minute plus on Rollins and Punk, which should tell you which one he enjoyed better. Which I think is pretty cool, actually pretty funny, which is there. So we opened the show up with a video package. Yes, a really cool promo package put together by Lee Fitting and everyone involved. I think maybe Jeremy Boyer and stuff. Narrated by Triple H. Some good stuff here. The one thing I want to critique about the promo package, it wasn't bad or anything. I loved all of it. The one thing I would have added to sell the part of it being the first Raw on Netflix or whatever is the TV turning off, right? To signify the end of an era. We're in the streaming era now of WWE. Though I am envious of you people overseas who got to see no commercials, got to see things that I didn't get to see on the show. For example, there were some segments that happened with the New Day and the Miz and all that stuff. So I didn't get to see any of that because I don't live in the United Kingdom or anything. So they got to see that, which I'm kind of upset about. But we open up with Triple H. He was saying are you ready? This is the Netflix era. And he says, all that stuff here. And we got the sponsors on the ring mat. Didn't bother me at all. I barely really noticed it at all. throughout the show here. It's like, and this is something I'll try to explain to people on the Power Driver Pulse episode that I did on Sunday when I was going over the New Japan shows, right? And I guess you can say the same thing for Marty Gold. I don't know how many sponsors they had on their ring map, but New Japan has it all over the place. And like, if you are okay with it in New Japan and it doesn't bother you, why the fuck does it matter if the WWE is doing it? Right? Like, sure, we have the Hulk Hogan shit. We'll get to Hogan. Oh man, LA, thank you for that one. But again, that didn't bother me. The other things I liked about the show, outside of the actual show, and we're going to talk about the presentation there. I thought the presentation was fantastic. I loved the new camera works, the camera angles that they were trying out on this show. I loved the look of the venue. The Intuit Dome. So when I first saw the photos of the Intuit Dome that came out, which was the before people got into the building and stuff like that, and I saw lights on the like, what is it called? Oh my god, what is it called? I can't think of it now. The seats and all that stuff. At first, I thought it was just because at first I was like, well, it has to be lights, right? And I'm like, maybe not. I don't know what. I thought it was my eyes playing tricks on me. And then during the show, we seen lights. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. That looked pretty cool. I did love the so they had this like this oval thing like up in the like higher up in the I don't know what you call it, like ceiling. And they had the screen that told you like what matches and stuff were going on and all that stuff. I thought that was pretty cool, but the presentation I thought was very, very well done. WWE not always knocks it out of the park when it comes to presentations. Well, depends on who you talk to. This current era of WWE does it very well there. Then we had The Rock come out, which I laughed my ass off when The Rock's segment was over. The Rock came out and says, years ago as a kid, I want to by the way, I'm pointing out The Rock that we had tonight was not The Rock. It was not the final boss. It was not, what we had for WrestleMania 40. It was Dwayne Johnson. Raptors. I knew that's the word I was looking for, John. I wasn't sure. Thank you. I knew it was coming to me. I had a brain fart there, but yeah. So, all right, where was I? I had my emails open just now. I was reading those for some reason just a second ago. So The Rock says years ago as a kid, he used to travel the roads with his father, the late Rocky Johnson, and WWE says you could either buy a ticket to see the show or watch it on cable. But now Raw I must have Rock is on Netflix. Raw is on Netflix. Says he's finally come to Los Angeles and then acknowledges the people in charge at Netflix, which was a funny line I'll say in a little bit here. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns extends his gratitude to all of them. He notes that he'll be watching the upcoming Tribal Combat match with Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns closely. Then asked just the fans if they smell what The Rock is cooking, and then left. The thing that I laughed about was the line because I knew at some point, sooner or later, they were going to have a Netflix like reference on the show, and it didn't take them. It didn't take them long because Rock was like, I don't remember the exact verbiage, but he said, if I glitch out tonight, I'm going to go up there and whip your candy ass of I don't know, something like some type of Squid Game reference in that. I did laugh about it because I knew at some point they were going to start doing some Squid Games references. There was a Squid Game commercial on the show. Oh yeah, he joked about Cody's mom. Like, what this promo gave to me, and I'll talk about Rock in just a little bit because he did come back out for the ending of the Tribal Combat match. But what this vibe gave off to me, and quite a few other people told me that The Rock is not doing WrestleMania. And I want people, most importantly, I want the Bloodline fans. I'm looking at you, Nav and I Beast and that dude with the Roman Reigns fucking uh, fucking profile picture on Twitter. I forgot his name. You specifically, they need to let the Roman Reigns Rocket match go. It's not happening. It's probably never going to happen. If it's not happening this year, it's never going to happen. Okay? Roman Reigns has a match set in stone, almost. It's penciled in for WrestleMania with CM Punk. Cody Rhodes has a match supposedly set, penciled in with John Cena. You got to let it go. Then we had the tribal combat match. Roman Reigns. So let's go. Paul Heyman came out there. The other rule to this match was if Roman lost, then I think Paul Heyman would become the full-time wise man for Solo Sikoa, which is a weird thing given that you are also the same Solo Sikoa that put him through a table. I mean, that little sus in my opinion, but yeah. Anyways, but the match was all right. I mean, nothing too spectacular happened here. Took a while here, though. I will give a minute to give a shout out to the new commentating table, which based on the matches that were those the wrestlers would go on like smashing onto them. Ouch. You couldn't pay me any type of dollar or anything like that to be like, not happening. So yeah, not doing that. It hurt. I saw that. I think WWE realized, those tables don't want to break anymore. Yeah, I am the table. That's obviously going to get into Promo Joe's and Botchamania this week, which I can't wait for. See how that works there. But yeah, those tables did not want to cooperate this evening. We did have one actual table spot where Roman Reigns got put Solo through a table with a powerbomb, even though Michael Cole called it a last ride. Michael Cole was on something tonight. I don't know what it was, but the fact. We'll talk about what he did during the Jey Uso entrance, which he went somewhere with it. Okay. We almost had a concerto spot here, and then we finally get the interferences. We almost got Roman Reigns hit. I believe it was a spear on Solo. Referee gets into the position to count the three, and then we see who we didn't know who it was at first, but the referee gets pulled out from underneath the ring. And it's Tama Tonga, the yeah person, and then the crowd fucking pops for Jacob Fatu, because Jacob Fatu is fucking awesome. And so Jacob starts super kicking Roman and does all this other stuff here. I think he might have done a Samoan drop too. And then he hit his beautiful moonsault onto Roman. And they only got two here. Then Jimmy and Sammy came out to the ring to even the odds. And I was like, well, where's Jay at? And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, it's only two people that came out to help Solo. So it didn't make a lot of looking sense to me anyways. The surprise attacker that I was not expecting this was Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens came out of nowhere. The WWF champion Kevin Owens, by the way. He came out and stunned Roman Reigns and then was about to give him a package pile driver. Oh, actually, no. First, he stunned Roman, told Solo to cover him, got to two, Then he was getting ready to hit him with a package pile driver. Cody Rhodes came out to make the save. They brawled through the crowd here. Then we get the super kicks and the hula kicks and all that stuff. And then we see a pinfall after a spear from Roman to Solo for the 3. And Solo Sikoa now has to acknowledge Roman Reigns as the true tribal chief, which is very weird that they did this whole thing and then about Solo acknowledging Roman Reigns as the tribal chief, and he just leaves. So that didn't happen at all. But after the match, The Rock came out and took the Ula Fala and basically placed it around Roman's neck, and they hugged it out and whatever. And that was the last we saw of The Rock all night. Now, he was on Instagram right after this, and surprisingly, this surprised the shit out of me when I saw this. These words, the words that are about to come out of my mouth regarding The Rock, is something I never thought in the 20-something years that I've been a wrestling fan, is The Rock will appear on NXT New Year's Evil. Yes. I said, you heard me right. The Rock is going to be on NXT tomorrow. What the hell kind of world we living in? Okay? 2025 is all, we just started 2025. We just had Kenny Omega try to and Gabe Kidd have a match of the year candidate. Gabe Kidd giving you the best performance of his entire life. Then we go into Rock being on NXT. What the fuck is happening, right? Well, yeah, that was that. We had a Pentagon, a Penta tease at some point in this show. Penta actually spelled Penta, so he's going to keep the name Penta. I assumed like he was able to keep the name Penta, but he did trademark I think it was King Cuerno and some other name. But they're going to go with Penta, which is fine because everybody knows who Penta is with that here. And we'll talk about what he's absolutely doing next week, and I'm fucking pumped for the next week's show. Holy shit. But we got John Cena next. John Cena comes out in the ring. He says something's different about being in the ring tonight with the large turnout of the crowd. By the way, they sold out tonight in Los Angeles. Says the electricity is of the live LA crowd is felt all over the world. Says he couldn't think of a better place to start the farewell tour. I keep screwing that word up every time I say it. Recall spending the early days of his career in LA. Says that he can't just walk into the main event and address the upcoming, and then he addresses the upcoming Royal Rumble match. He says, "Wait a minute, there's never going to happen, but being a 17-time world champion. However, he says, well, hear me out. He's like, I just had an epiphany. What if I enter the Royal Rumble, right? And what if I win? So he said, so he basically confirms that he's going to enter the Royal Rumble. He mentions that, everybody's going online talking about who's going to be my opponents for this year. We got Drew McIntyre, we got Logan Paul, we have Gunther, we have Cody Rhodes, which he emphasizes quite a bit on Cody Rhodes. He also mentioned CM Punk, and I think probably said maybe The Rock. I don't know if he mentioned The Rock as well, but he says he's going to win the Royal Rumble and possibly go after number 17, and it's going to be so. He is one of two people. Like, so apparently, LA Knight also is partly, I guess, declared himself for the Royal Rumble. But the two people that did be, I know for a fact, did declare themselves for the Royal Rumble. That being CM Punk, who did that on the Raw post show press conference thing on WWE's YouTube channel, and then John Cena tonight. So, first few names announced for the Royal Rumble. Cool. I'm very excited for that. We'll see what happens here. How we get to some of these matches here. We'll see. We've seen a video package from Logan Paul Logan Paul says, I'm at 100% superstar now. Don't know when that meant. Though I kind of sworn Logan Paul was going to be advertised to be on this show, but I guess not. Like physically, but I guess not. So we'll see what Logan Paul's going to do at WrestleMania. I have no fucking idea. We got the Women's World Championship on the line. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, and not a last woman standing match. I don't know why this has listed as a last woman standing match, but it's not. A match was not very. I didn't really care for this match, if I'm being completely honest. I don't hate Liv Morgan. I just don't particularly care for this iteration of Liv Morgan, and I love Rhea Ripley. So. And we had tried some cheap shots here by Raquel onto Rhea. Then we seen a distraction from at some point with Dominic. Dominic tries to slid in the championship, and Raquel. So there's a distraction going on. Raquel slides in the chair. Rhea sees it. Rhea tries to do something. I guess tries to knock Raquel off the ring apron, and gets caught into an oblivion onto the chair for a 2 count. There was actually a nice Riptide reversal that Rhea did. I don't know what Liv was about to do, but Rhea slid underneath Liv and just delivered a beautiful Riptide. You got it too, though. Then after the match, not after the match, I haven't went to the finish of the match. What I'm talking about, the finish of the match was Rhea Ripley basically getting ready to. So Liv Morgan's getting ready to hit another oblivion. Rhea's like, nope. Hit 2 or 3 Riptides for the win, and Rhea Ripley finally, dear God Almighty, my prayers have been answered. Our prayers have been answered. People with logical brains who cannot take this storyline anymore. Our prayers have been finally answered. This storyline with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley is over. This is step 1 of this Judgment Day shit ending. Okay? Step 2 is next week. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because those matches were announced for next week. And next week's card is goddamn banger after banger. But we'll get to that. After the match, fucking Dominic tries to get in here. I'm like, oh my God, please don't tell me they're going to continue this. Nope. Rhea kicks Dom of the Doms and the Ding Dongs. He kicked Dom in the Dirty Doms, and hit him with a Riptide, Riptide, and it's over. So they're moving on finally, which means the match that's still scheduled to take place for WrestleMania is Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against IYO SKY. Rhea was asked at the press conference who was next in line. Well, I can tell you, or not who wants to step up and play. Well, I know one of them is going to. She will meet you in Las Vegas, and that would be IYO SKY. So apparently, well, we'll get to this in a second. So after the celebration, the lights go down. We see the Undertaker come out, just randomly rides a motorcycle around the ring, and they and poses with Rhea Ripley with the fist in the air thing that the Undertaker does. So apparently this is coming from Corey Hayes of now working with Body Slam and does some stuff for PWN. So originally this spot was apparently meant for Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was originally scheduled to be on this show. And this is what the report had said here. It said WWE's Raw Netflix debut on Netflix was a big event packed with many stars here. One of them, special moments. One of the bigger moments of the show came when Rhea Ripley defeated Liv Morgan to win back the women's world title, and then Rhea celebrated with the Undertaker afterwards. But that wasn't the original plan. Body Slam's Corey Hayes first reported on the Body Slam Raw Pro show that Becky Lynch, who was in town for tonight's Raw show, was originally scheduled to be involved with the following the Rhea Liv match, but the plan was boxed in favor of the Undertaker having a moment with Rhea Ripley. Despite this, Corey reveals that Although she didn't return tonight, Becky will return soon. And when she does, her direction for WrestleMania season will be very clear. Becky Lynch has not wrestled since the steel cage match against Liv Morgan, the horrible steel cage match that no one wants to talk about. Obviously, has been since enjoying motherhood and acting chops. She'll be in Happy Gilmore too, so that's pretty cool. So yeah. I kind of figured that because I think Ibu, Fightful, and Russell Pierce kind of put up a tweet that you're going to see a rematch with Becky and Rhea sooner rather than later. Sooner means probably somewhere around the Royal Rumble, Saturday night's main event, or Elimination Chamber. Because I do. Hey, there's Nick Khan in that video. Oh my God. Oh, woo. Hold on. Oh, don't know where the heck that came from. What was I talking about? Oh, so, Becky Lynch. That's what I was talking about. So Becky I think they're going to do that match, Becky and Rhea, at least once before WrestleMania. Because obviously and it was one of my reports that I put out there of the Io Rhea match being the current plan for WrestleMania. I don't see them running back Rhea and Becky again at WrestleMania. So I'm assuming they could throw it on Raw, but that match is too big to happen on Raw. So they're going to either do it at a Saturday night's main event, or they do that match at Royal Rumble, because there's a good chance that they might actually have a bigger card for Royal Rumble this year than they did last year. Because last year they didn't have any of the women defended their titles on the show. This year Roman Reigns is not going to be wrestling a normal match on the show. He will be in the Royal Rumble match, so frees up space for one of the women's titles to be on the line. Possibly that one being Rhea Ripley, because I don't see Tiffany Stratton working. I can see Tiffany Stratton working like the Saturday night's main event show, but I don't see her doing the Royal Rumble. I see Rhea doing the Royal Rumble and Tiffany watching the women's Rumble match along with Rhea to find out who they may face at WrestleMania. That spoiler alert. Tiffany's gonna face Charlotte. Rhea's gonna face Io. I'm just saying. But I wouldn't be too surprised if we see Becky Lynch pop up next week. Because I do think Becky is probably gonna wrestle Lyra Valkyria when Lyra wins the Intercontinental title next week. So that I feel like that's gonna be the plan there. And it's time for the Liv Morgan fans to come to grips that Liv Morgan is going to be wrestling Nikki Cross come WrestleMania. She's going to be involved with the Wyatt Six at WrestleMania. So it's time to get used to that. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, by the way, if you guys don't know, if you are new on Netflix, you can go there and you can now have profiles on Netflix. So, like I said, I think I mentioned this on I'm getting tired of this Lisa Green bitch. I gotta block her. I'm sorry, I can't handle her. So, anyways, it's always people who watch soccer. Soccer sucks, my guy. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Anyways, so we have Roman, Cena, Cody, Bianca, Liv, Ray, Punk, and Rhea Ripley. I went with CM Punk because I would have went with Rhea. I could have went with Cody, but I wanted Punk. I now if they had Io or something like that, I would have absolutely went with those two, but they didn't. So they might add some later. Who knows? Some more later, but yeah. New directions for all that stuff, and I'm very excited about that. Hopefully, We found out. Actually, I'll go over the card next week here. Uh, but I will mention that we had a segment with Chad Gable. Chad Gable basically had said something along the lines of, I'm getting tired of this disrespect from the luchadors, right? I want you to give me my the best luchador out there, and I'll beat them next week. And Adam Pearce is like, "You sure about that?" It's pretty obvious who he's wrestling next week. It's gonna be Penta. Okay, it's gonna be Penta versus Chad Gable, and I have this weird feeling, and Ibu said this on the Fightful review, and I have to, I'm inclined to agree with this. I think Triple H saw the reaction to a possible tag match that would have involved Penta, and saw the reaction of being, oh my god, they're not gonna put Penta, another Mexican wrestler, with the LWO. I don't know if that's what happened, but it feels like that's what happened, and so Penta's debuting alone. The Jose thing is not happening. Jose is just having a little fun on Twitter. Penta don't need anybody. If he were to debut with somebody other than his brother, then it would have been Alex Abrahantes. But obviously, we know Alex is signed with AEW, so that can't happen. So Penta's going to come in alone. But based on this, it looks like he's coming in as a babyface for now. So it's gonna be another loss for Chad Gable, though. I'm very excited for Penta and Chad Gable. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Jey Uso defeated Drew McIntyre. Match was not really anything special, though, if I'm being honest here. I love the entrance of this because we had Travis Scott come out. Motherfucker was smoking a joint on Monday Night Raw. And I'm like, and they were making fun about it on the post show with Joe Tessitore and all them stuff, which was pretty funny. I was not expecting. No, Alex is with. Who is Alex with? I don't actually know who Alex is with right now. Because Death Triangle isn't a thing anymore. Because Pac is with Death Riders now, and Phoenix is probably never going to be seen again on AEW television. So I don't know. What was I? Oh, so this blunt thing was pretty funny. You would not. That would have never happened on USA Network, and I just laughed out loud with that one. And then the crowd was, Jey Uso doing all this stuff there. Yeah, EO. I saw a video of EO doing the yeet, which was adorably hilarious. Love EO. Protect her at all costs. Okay. I wish Kairi was healed, because her attempting to do the yeet with the arm, you see just the visual of Kairi attempting to do the yeet would have been the funniest thing I've ever seen, and she would have been all for it too. But my favorite thing about the whole entrance, you got Pat McAfee doing his thing. He's up on the table doing the yeet, and then Michael Cole, who is how old is Michael Cole? Michael Cole is 56 years old, and this motherfucker got on the table and started doing the yeet stuff. I'm like, and then he started losing his breath. I'm like, Cole, just get down, man. You're not built for that. And they come back from commercial, and Cole's like, well, I got my breath back and stuff like that. Man, I keep saying this every chance I get. Michael Cole coming after getting Vince McMahon out of his fucking ear, Michael Cole has become one of the best commentators in wrestling. He is more himself now than he was for the past 30 something years that he was with the company. Or 28 years. I think he said 28. Is he 38? I think he said 28 years. It's mind-boggling, right? It's crazy. Yeah, Michael Cole is Michael. Pat McAfee brings out the. I know a lot of people don't like Pat, which is fine and all, but I like Pat because Pat brings out the best of Michael Cole, and it shows. Michael Cole has more fun with Pat McAfee. And nothing against Corey Graves. I think that the Corey Graves Michael Cole pairing is great and all, but Pat McAfee brings the best out of Michael Cole. Michael Cole has had more fun with Pat McAfee than he has probably since his days with Taz, right? So, I don't know a lot of people don't like Pat. I get it. I know a lot of people say. I saw a lot of Twitter chatter about the remarks of, oh, well, this is downgrade replacing Joe Tessitore with Pat McAfee. Well, first of all, Pat McAfee isn't a play-by-play commentator. You got to use context here. Pat McAfee does color commentating. Joe Tessitore is the play-by-play man. There is a fucking massive difference. If you don't know the massive difference, shut the fuck up. Joe Tessitore is going to go to SmackDown. We'll see him on Friday nights with Wade Barrett and supposedly Corey Graves. If not Wade Barrett, it's probably just going to be Joe Tessitore and Corey. We'll find out. All we know is because Triple H confirmed it yesterday that Joe Tessitore is going to be the lead play-by-play on SmackDown. So yeah, so there's that. But yeah, this match is not anything. I just didn't really care for it here. There was the attempt on the Claymore. Oh, first he hits Jey with the Claymore. Jey kicks out. He tries to go for another one here. Jey counters and rolls up McIntyre for a win. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a rematch of this down the line here, but I didn't really care for this match in particular here. I know I'm fully expecting a Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns match somewhere down the line. My guess would probably be after. If they don't do it before WrestleMania, that's probably going to happen after WrestleMania. I don't know when they would have start kickstarting the. I mean, they've kind of, sort of kickstarted the Roman Reigns Punk feud at the Survivor Series, but are leading into the Survivor Series. But when they want to officially kick it off, I would say probably the Royal Rumble when Punk or Roman eliminates one another, and we'll get to that point there, but who knows. Hulk Hogan came out to a chorus of boos. Hulk Hogan, no one gives a shit about him. He tried to basically promote his shit, and this LA crowd gave zero fucks about Hulk Hogan, and I loved every bit of it. You would have never, in a million years, thought Hulk Hogan would get no reaction coming out, and he got no reaction. Tiffany Stratton got a bigger reaction than Hulk Hogan. That's how unlikable Hulk Hogan has become. And guess what? I'm not going to spend any more time wasting my breath on that human piece of garbage walking this barely. Dude, y'all see him try to walk out to that damn ring. He was like, ugh. His badass with his bad hips and his stupid ass sons in the background try to walk out there looking fucking stupid. Love Jimmy Hart though. If there was one bright spot I can say about that entire thing outside of the fans booing Hulk Hogan, I was seeing Jimmy Hart. Other than that, fuck everything else regarding Hulk Hogan. We got the main event, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Oh my God, this is very good. This was a fantastic main event. I loved them going off playing their sort of like their greatest hits, but also Punk hitting, so Rollins hitting the GTS, didn't get the cover the first time. Punk get back in the ring because Rollins tossed him back into the ring, and then Punk hits the stomp, gets a 2, and all of a sudden, and all that stuff here. There was one spot with the GTS which I liked from. So there were some rough GTSs in this match, right? So the first one Rollins hit, I thought was very, very good, and Punk sold the shit out of it when he rolled out to the ring. And then the other, I didn't like Rollins' second one. It was kind of weak, but it got him a 2 count. Rollins then got hit with another GTS by Punk. Got a 2 count as well. There was the guy who had a pedigree on the ring on the commentating table. We also had some other things happen. One of my favorite spots of the match, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were on the top turnbuckle, and I really thought, that fucking CM Punk was gonna hit the damn Pepsi plunge on Rollins. I was waiting for him. I'm like, are they gonna have? Is he gonna hit the Pepsi plunge in a WWE ring? Nope, he didn't. Though I would have fucking lost it if he did. Hits the Falcon Arrow. Gets it. I think he hit the Falcon Arrow. Either he almost hit it and didn't connect here. Actually, let's go off this here. So, Punk at one point starts firing off strikes from Rollins. Rollins lands a right hand onto Punk's head. Punk stomps Rollins' thigh, then delivers a step-up knee to Rollins in the corner. Whips him to the other side. He runs to Rollins with a pair of clotheslines. At one point, Rollins catches him with a buckle bomb. That's where Rollins got the boot on his foot on the bottom rope to break the pinfall. Rollins catches Punk with the GTS. Like I said, sends Punk crashing out to bring Punk. Returns, gets thrown back inside. Looks to land a GTS on Rollins. Rollins escapes, lands a second GTS on Punk, which is the second one that I didn't really care for because I didn't think that one was very good. Pins Punk. Punk kicks out. Actually spills out to the outside of the ring. Rollins hits a pedigree on the announce table. Lands the second one into the ring. Goes for the pin. Punk kicks out. Punk and Rollins start exchanging right hands with one another. Then this is what the whole thing with the Pepsi plunge I thought was going to happen here. He lands a superplex. Looks like he's going to go for the Falcon Arrow. Punk counters into a GTS. Lands the first GTS, then lands the second one, and covers Rollins for the win. What's up, Luis? What's up with the commercials? I didn't mind the commercials. I kind of figured, like, my thing was I thought they were gonna do so if you are on the basic version and you don't have the ad-free version and you're watching, I don't know, Alice in Borderland or something, and you're in mid show and they cut straight to a paid ad. I thought it was gonna be like that. No, it was like your normal commercials that you would watch on television. I thought we were gonna get like commercials of Netflix stuff, but no, we just got regular commercials. There was one Squid Game commercial that was a Domino's type of commercial, but that was about it. So Becky, yeah, I don't know. I still don't understand that one. That was a little weird thing. I assumed Penta was going to be on here the way they were kind of setting it up here, but Penta's debuting next week against Chad Gable. I mean, obviously, they didn't outright say it's going to be Chad Gable, Penta versus Chad Gable. We kind of figured out. But I think there's a strong possibility Becky shows up next week. We do something. What I would do is to make sure that we are eventually going to get that Lyra Valkyria match. I would actually have her come out after that match. Have a little. It doesn't have to be after that match, but do the Rhea thing. Becky comes out, set it up for the Royal Rumble. Becky and Rhea do that, and then you can do an interaction after the Intercontinental title match, and in the backstage interaction between Becky and Lyra, to then plant that seed. So you can have both seeds planted. So you can confirm the match for the Royal Rumble with Becky and Rhea, and then you can plant the seeds for the Lyra Valkyria match. That's what I would do. That way you can get, it can shoot two stones, shoot one head, shoot both stones with one gun, or whatever you want, whatever the saying is. Kill two birds with one stone. That is the saying I was trying to think of. I don't know where I was going with that, but other than that, I enjoyed the main event. Punk Rollins. For the time being, I think this is going to be the one-off for now. There was no Stone Cold on the show. Stone Cold was planned for the show at one point, and then wasn't. What Austin would have done, I don't know. That is a very good question. So that's something we would have to find out down the road. Next week's show is a little stacked as well. We got Sheamus taking on Liv Morgan. By the way, they brought back moving graphics, which is a big W. I love moving graphics. I know they would do the moving graphics on like Twitter, but I loved the moving graphics on the show. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did. So we got Liv Morgan and Sheamus. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's the end of that. But I think that's a great match. The finals for the Intercontinental title, inaugural women's title for the inaugural women's Intercontinental Championship. Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. Street fight, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Hopefully this is it of that as well. Don't know what they're going to do. That's right, Finn Balor's going to go move on to some stuff with the Wyatts. And Chad Gable's going to take on the debuting Pentagon. So that's going to be a lot of fun for next week. Tomorrow is NXT's New Year's Evil. I believe it's 5 matches announced for the show. And I'm actually going to run through that card right now. I'm going to go through the matches that have me. I'll save the 2 championship matches for the end here. So we got Lexis King defending the Heritage Cup against Charlie Dempsey. I don't think Charlie Dempsey is going to win that back here, so I'm going to go with Lexis King. But I can absolutely see William Regal try to at least side with his son on that. So we'll see on that end there. We have the Chemical X is what they're calling themselves. The very much Powerpuff Girl-esque seductive team of Shotzi, Tatum Paxley, and Gigi Dolan. Whoever, by the way, I want to point this out here. Whoever thought of putting those 3 together, kudos to you, because that is a great set of a great trios group idea. Whoever thought of that should get a raise there. They're going to take on the Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. I'm going to go with Chemical X to get the win here, and possibly hopefully set up a future North American Championship match down the line against Fallon Henley. Speaking of which, we got a Fatal 4-Way match to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT North American Women's title, which probably is going to take place at Vengeance Day. We got Cora Jade versus Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice versus Stephanie Vaquer. I'm going to go, well, given that Fallon Henley currently is the champion, it's going to be a babyface. It's either going to be Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, or Stephanie Vaquer. I'm going to go with Stephanie Vaquer for the time being. Because right now they're going to save the Stephanie Vaquer match for Stand and Deliver, which is kind of my spoiler for the Julia match, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go with Stephanie Vaquer to get the win here. Triple threat match for the NXT Championship. Trick Williams versus Open Finn versus Eddie Thrope. If I'm Eddie Thrope, I'm just going to call home sick because the Rock is going to be there. I don't think Eddie's in this match to take the pinfall. That's really it here. I unfortunately do not think Abel Finn is going to win the championship. Mainly because I only see one title changing hands on this show, and I think they want to get, and I really think they want to bring up Obafemi to the main roster. Yeah, I think because they're showing a little bit of teasing of a heel turn for Kalani Jordan. So, yeah, I don't know when that happens. I mean, you know what, I can see Kalani Jordan turning heel on Lola Vice because they've kind of been teasing that, or on Stephanie Vicure. So we'll see. On the hand there. But I think Obafemi is going to go to the main roster. I think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and I think Trick Williams is going to retain the championship here. What I'm hoping and what I was told is the planned main event for the show is Roxanne Perez defending the NXT Women's Championship against Julia. Julia has to win it this time, right? Like, we cannot have Julia go into the show again. Well, not this particular show, but going in and a rematch with Roxanne and lose again. So it is time to put the title on Julia. It is time to move Roxanne Perez up to the main roster. Because what I think is going to happen is I think both Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez are going up to the main roster after this show. They're getting ready to, obviously, SmackDown's going to be 3 hours for a couple months. They're going to need some names there. What now, once Julia wins it, I don't know who's going to be next in line to challenge her. I don't know. I don't know, actually. This is what's interesting to me because, I would assume, all right, so what I think is going to happen at some point, because who are they teasing? So I think at some point, I think Sol Ruka is going to take the North American Championship away from Fallon Henley, and then they're going to set into the motion the Zarya match. So I think that's going to happen down the line here. Because I have feeling the match that's going to happen at Stand and Deliver is Julia versus Stephanie Vicure for the NXT Women's title. That's a match I would absolutely close that show with. So I'm telling you, WrestleMania, we're gonna be fed so well. WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas with Julia and Stephanie Vicure, Io and Rhea, Tiffany and Charlotte, and Becky and Lyra. Come on now, come on. But I will be back here tomorrow for NXT. Not a watch along. I'm just going to review the show, hopefully for real this time. I know I keep saying I'm going to review the show, but this is a big show as well. So I will be here when it happens. So that was a weird video not video, some weird shit that I saw here. But so yeah, I'll see. The Rock is hugging Solo Sikoa. So yeah, so it's over. The whole Rock stuff is over. Just might as well let it go. But yeah. Until then, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. And I might as well get ready for that song here. I gotta pull it up here. I gotta pause it here. Give me a second. I'm gonna play it out here. But until then, I will see you guys back here for NXT. New Year's Evil, and then we'll talk about going on there, and we'll see whether or not can Julia finish up the new era, because we're getting into the new era right now. New champions being crowned. We're getting ready for that stuff, hopefully, and I will see you guys back here for that. Until then, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Peace. We're out.